What's up? Good morning. Hope everyone is having a great start to their day. I know I am. We're seeing a lot of green in the crypto space, which is a great sign, especially after all that red we saw to begin the week. And the market seems to have has seemed to have been prepping for something that is coming this afternoon that everybody needs to be aware of. And I want to talk about that with you guys. I also do want to mention this $36 million pivot that took place over the last 24 hours, which is a promising sign here too. So if you guys haven't already, show your support for the channel down below, hit that subscribe button, that bell, it's free to do. It'll keep you updated anytime there's new content live here on the channel. So first of all, I saw a lot of people try to jump down my throat yesterday, try to pile on top of me and point out price drops. Guys, we talked about 84 cents probably 10 different times over the last week. I said many times, if support at 90 cents wasn't going to hold, we were probably going down to 84 cents. Not really a surprising thing. Not really a move I'm freaking out about either. When we're running as hot as we are and ADA's having some of these big candle days, if we're going to see retracement, it's probably going to be one of the bigger retracers. That's how it works. We talked about some speculators moving in and chasing price. Some of those speculators take profit along the way. And of course, when BTC has an ugly, 2.9% loss day and Ethereum has an ugly 5.5% loss day, you're of course going to see some retracement off of that. Now, I will say I do like what I'm seeing here. Good bounce off of that 20-day moving average at the time of filming this video, holding up above 84 cents. That's a great sign. Ethereum actually holding up at 4,100, which was, I think, a very important level here. And now we have to say that BTC is just kind of sitting right in the middle of this trend here. It didn't really bounce off of anything, but what it is trying to do is get back above this longer term structure here. So that would obviously be a great sign for BTC. Obviously staying in this bull flag right now is a great sign too. So we're kind of in a comfortable spot across the crypto market. We did liquidate a bunch of longs yesterday. I hope we liquidate some shorts, but you guys can see all this long squeeze took place in terms of ADA. It took place across the crypto space. We had $400+ million in longs liquidated. And now you can see shorts have kind of chased things down. Actually, between here and 88 cents, there's a couple $100 million worth of ADA that could be liquidated to the upside, which is a great sign for ADA, a great sign for crypto. Now, here's what I will say is we're getting some good things taking place here. We're coming down in terms of the daily stochastic RSI for ADA. We're getting kind of a full reset like we saw back here at the end of July. And we obviously know that led us to a nice rally and extension here. Obviously, we dropped quite a bit lower. We had some negative news that kind of filled in on the week of the 28th. And then we subsequently bounced. We bounced off this longer term trend, which is a great sign. And now it's a question of, is ADA going to stay at the top end of this range, or are we going to traverse down towards the bottom of this? Understand that below here, our next level of support is down around 78 cents or so. And this isn't to scare anybody. Just understand this. This is the same thing we talked about when we were discussing 84 cents. It is possible to get down here if the market keeps crapping the bed. Okay. Right now, we're waiting for good news. We're waiting for confidence to resume. All this happened because we lost this momentum from that PPI report because it was such trash that the market just decided to go, That's Tom Petty free falling, right? So anyways, that is where we could traverse to. And actually, structurally, that would make a lot of sense too. Why I'm saying that is right now that's down at about our next level of support. It's about the bottom of our range. It's where our 50-day moving average is. That's where our longer term trend would be. So that would actually be a huge structural bounce, just as we saw back here at the start of August. That led us to a big extension. Okay. So just be aware of that. Again, I'm not saying it has to happen because, again, we've seen the right things take place in terms of leverage. But what we've also seen during this time is an important $36 million shift that took place. So yesterday, we were obviously talking about exchange supply and what was going on there. We were going back and forth, and we're doing the same thing today. But yesterday, we had a complete 180 take place. When I did that video, we actually had about $10 million in worth of inflows to exchanges. That actually flipped so much to the point where it got to $26.7 million in outflows from exchanges. So we actually saw $36 million leave exchanges from the point that I did that video, because guess what? People bought the dip. The longer term holders are winning because they just keep getting these discounts and they can keep accumulating supply and just planning for the long term. That's why eventually there's going to be a supply shock. That's why long-term holders are going to win overall. It's not really a surprising thing. Okay. Now, what I will say is we got some news this morning that maybe put some questions into things. This might not affect things that much, but UK inflation rises to 3.8%, the highest level in 19 months. So that obviously is going to probably slow down rate cuts overseas, just something to pay attention to. But here's the big thing. And this is the thing that is probably somewhat priced into today. People were preparing and being reactionary and just kind of, or not, just being proactive, not reactionary. They're being proactive in preparation for the Fed minutes, which are coming this afternoon at 2 p.m. I never know if these are Eastern time or it's got to be Eastern time. So it'd be 1 p.m. Central Standard Time, 2 p.m. Eastern. The Fed minutes from the last meeting are going to be coming out. Now, here's the thing: is they're going to have a lot of discussions about, what the likelihood of a September rate cut decrease is going to be. We are going to find out if the Fed was split at this meeting or not, right? That is going to provide a lot of insight as to where they're at right now and what their mindset might be, heading into September. I will say right now, the likelihood of a September rate cut is still at about 85%, even after that ugly PPI report. So this is what everybody is waiting for today. This is the big thing. This is the peace day resistance for the week. And this is the moment probably where we're going to find out, hey, are we going to bounce back above our longer term trend here in terms of ADA? Or are we going to try to come back down and maybe touch the bottom? So just be aware of that. And that might sound non-committal. Guys, that's just what it is, right? This is the thing that a lot of people have been waiting for. It's the thing that a lot of the sideline money has, in fact, been waiting for. They're waiting for rate cuts. They're waiting for this moment that things can get exciting in the market. What I did want to mention here as well is we are building an ascending wedge right now, a really big one. This dates all the way back here to May. ADA doesn't necessarily like ascending wedges. I want to show everybody, where was that last one? We had a wedge back here actually in March of 2023 that we were building. We broke to the downside. We had a wedge here in March of 2024 that we were building. We broke to the downside. So this is a bearish formation. Just be aware of that, but you don't always have to break down. Okay. Just making sure you guys know everything, right? So that's kind of where we're at. We're just waiting. We'll see how the day goes. Pay attention to the Fed minutes. That's going to provide a lot of insight from here, but I can't really complain. The only thing I have to say needs to change is institutional money. This week has sucked. $422 million worth of outflows on the Ethereum side, $523 million worth of outflows on the BTC side. So these are some of our bigger unload days we have been seeing as of late. And again, this could be just to stir the market, to get some cheaper prices, which they've definitely gotten now. Kind of, again, just giving everything this overall reset that we've been waiting for. So that's all I got for you guys. Appreciate it as always. Hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know your thoughts. Where do you think ADA and the market are headed to next? Are we going to go down and try to attack, the 78-cent range? Are we going to get a nice bounce and extension just like we saw last time? So have a great day. Show your love below. Catch you guys in the next one. Take care.